Hey there, it's CJ Willie and I'm cracking a pack. Today is pack number 6 of my Magic the Gathering Gatecrash Fat Pack. Once again, I'm doing Fat Pack Bingo. Check out the preview video on my Gatecrash Fat Pack. I've added the link to the preview video in the description below. So here is my bingo card. Alright, so far so good. We've got Skull Crack, and then obviously we got our free space once we got the Skull Crack in pack 2, and then in pack 5 we got a legendary guild member. We got Obsidat, that Ghost Council. So to get bingo, I've got 2 shots. I can do any of the rare primordials. So there's a primordial at rare in white, blue, black, red, and green. And I can also get bingo if I grab one of the shock lands. And there's a shock land in each of the dual colors in Boros, Dimir, Orzhov, Simic, and Gruul. And then I've got the Thespian stage that can help me out. So let's get to cracking pack number 6 and get bingo. All right, as I crack the pack as usual, it's going to be my typical commentary from a very casual Magic the Gathering point of view. So no pro or Friday Night Magic grinder stuff. It's just basic information. Okay. Let's get to cracking this pack. All right, first card of the pack is Daring Skyjet. 2 mana, 1 and a white. It's a human knight at 3/1. It has a battalion. Whenever Daring Skyjet and at least 2 other creatures attack, Daring Skyjet gains flying until end of turn. So this is kind of really cool take. We're seeing a lot of 3/1 white creatures for 2 mana. If you've got a couple other creatures, this becomes a 3/1 flyer. So I like that it's got a little bit of an upside. But you got to have 3 creatures out attacking, and with a Boros build you can definitely do that. Next up is Frilled Oculus. 2 mana, 1 and a blue. It's a homunculus at 1/3, so same mana cost, just switch the power and toughness. You can pay 1 and a green. Frilled Oculus gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Activate this ability once each turn. So, you know, you can make it into a 3/5. It's not too bad. Shadow Slice, 5 mana, 4 and a black. It's a sorcery. Target opponent loses 3 life. Cipher. So I believe this is the first Cipher card that we've seen. So in the Dimir mechanic, so blue-black mechanic, you can play this spell, and then if you have a creature out, you can encode it on the creature, or basically it's kind of like a pseudo enchantment on the creature. And so whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player, you can cast a copy of this without paying its mana cost. So if I was able to attack with Frilled Oculus, and this was encoded on it, I would have my opponent lose 3 life. Cipher was a little bit of a tough mechanic. It was okay in the Return to Ravnica Innistrad kind of standard environment because you had a Visible Stalker and some other creatures that were unblockable. So if you're able to get the Cipher card to stick and then the creature not to die, you could get some added ability. All right, next card is Slaughterhorn, 3 mana, 2 and a green. It's a beast at 3/2. It has Blood Rush. For a single green mana, you can discard Slaughterhorn. Target attacking creature gets +3/+2 until end of turn. So basically a giant growth if you want to. If you want to discard the card, you're going to giant growth your creature. Not as much on the toughness end, but you know, surprise attack for surprise buff for attacking creature. Hydroform, 1 green, 1 blue. It's an instant. Target land becomes a 3/3 elemental creature with flying until end of turn. It's still a land. In a surprise attack, if you wanted to, before you declare your attackers, you make one of your lands a 3/3 flyer and it attacks in, or on defense you can use it to block. It's only got a drawback if you lose your land though. Ruination Worm, 6 mana, 4 generic, 1 red, 1 green. No text, it's a 7/6. So basically it's a Colossal Dreadmaw or a Carnage Tyrant, but a little worse because it doesn't have Trample or any of the other cool abilities. Death's Approach, single black mana, an enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets -X, where X is the number of creature cards in its controller's graveyard. A couple of creatures in your opponent's graveyard, it's a deadweight. Any creatures greater than that, then it becomes an infinitely better deadweight. Next card is Millennial Gargoyle at 4 generic mana. It's a gargoyle. It's a flyer at 2/2. Nothing else. Sure, if you want to throw it in any deck you want and have a 2/2 flyer for 4, it's a little overcosted, so not really anything that sounds too exciting. Next up is Verdant Haven, 3 mana, 2 and a green. It's an enchantment or enchant land. When Verdant Haven enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds 1 mana of any color to his or her mana pool. So we've seen this effect similar with Gift of Paradise and similar enchantment land cards at 3 mana. You get a little benefit out of it, and then you're able to add an extra mana to your mana pool. Okay, next up is Sage Rose Denizen, 3 mana, 2 and a blue. It's a Veldakin wizard. At 2/3, whenever another blue creature enters the battlefield under your control, target player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So blue-black had a mill theme. If you had Sage's Road Denizen out and you were going a little heavier blue, in limited you can mill them out, but nothing that I would play in a constructed environment. Our first uncommon is Sunhome Guildmage, 1 red, 1 white. Sunhome Guildmage is a human wizard at 2/2. You can pay 1 generic, 1 red, 1 white. Creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Or you can pay 2 generic, 1 red, 1 white. Put a 1/1 red and white soldier creature token with haste onto the battlefield. Pump all your creatures or add another creature to your strategy of going wide, which Boros did. Okay, next up is Thrall Parasite, 1 black. It's a Thrall at 1/1. It has Extort, so you can pay white or a black whenever you cast a spell, and it's 2-point life swing, meaning you're going to gain a life, they'll lose a life. And then you can tap it and pay 2 life and remove a counter from target non-land permanent. So you could tap it, pay a couple of life, and remove maybe a Planeswalker loyalty counter, just a counter on a creature. So a little bit of versatility there. And our final uncommon is Killing Glare. So X generic mana and 1 black. It's an instant. Destroy target creature with power X or less. So you pump some mana into this and you can kill about any creature you want, provided you have the mana +1. You pay 5 mana, destroy creature with power 4 or less. You pay 6 mana, destroy a creature with power 5 or less. So kind of versatile instant removal. And will we get another bingo square to mark out? Can we get bingo today? No, we have Glaring Spotlight. 1 generic mana, it's an artifact. Creatures your opponents control with hexproof can be targets of spells and abilities you control as though they don't have hexproof. 3 generic mana, sacrifice Glaring Spotlight. Creatures you control gain hexproof until end of turn and are unblockable this turn. So this is kind of a cool sideboard card. I actually have a play set of this. It's a sideboard card because I've played it in decks against my friends who are playing like a Bogles deck. Okay, and then we have an island and a Knight 2/2 Vigilant token. So my favorite card out of the pack, even though I've played Glaring Spotlight frequently, too often though it is a sideboard card. The card that I really like is Killing Glare. It's a versatile card at uncommon, based upon what you need it to do. As long as you've got the mana, you're going to be able to destroy pretty much any creature on your opponent's board, unless they've got hexproof for some sort of annoying protection. Basically, there are a lot of other cards that are better. I mean, like Murder, Murderous Rider, but in a pinch, Killing Glare has a lot of versatility. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please subscribe and share. Take some time to tell me in the comment section what was your favorite card or best card of the pack. Until next time, when I'm back to crack pack number 7 for my Magic the Gathering Fat Pack in Fat Pack Bingo.